What's up, Warrior? Welcome back to Daily Wisdom. Today, we're going to be kicking off a series called, it's kind of long, If You're Not Doing These Things After a Big Business Event, You're Leaving Money on the Table. Try to say that 5 times fast. So if that sounds interesting to you, like this, share this, subscribe, because we're going to be unpacking this. And you're going to want to make sure that you understand these details. All right. So big events are super key in any business, but especially in the network marketing realm. Uh, Events, it's one thing that we talk about in our warrior movement, are the keystone. In fact, I talk about 3 business building core values in the warrior movement, which is getting people promoted. Number 1, getting events larger. Number 2, number 3, people get paid. Events are where it's at. Events inspire people. Events give belief. Events, you learn skills. Events, you build community. Events, it's like a core keystone, right? Like every organization functions with events. We're not meant to be alone. However, after going through hundreds of events and seeing others go through events as well too, there's a part of growing to an event, which is number 1, growing towards it, right? So setting your goals towards an event, growing your organization towards the event, being in the event itself. But a lot of people, because of lack of understanding, what happens is they don't know what to do after an event, and they're literally leaving money on the table. An event which could be so transformative to your business, they could be so transformative to your life, and instead of being a catalyst for transformation, they become little shots of adrenaline rushes. And you get excited and motivated for a weekend or an event, and you're like, oh, that was great. And then nothing else changes. And this becomes one of the most devastating and frustrating places in the business realm. And we call them an event junkie. I don't say this to mean in any derogatory way, because I was there. I used to go to all the events and nothing changed. But an adrenaline junkie just goes from one event to another event to another event to another event, hoping for some type of change, but nothing ever happens. So I want to make sure that you know what to do after a big business event so that you don't leave money on the table. So I hope that sounds like something interesting. We're going to go through a couple of different things. We're going to break this apart. The first thing of what to do after a big event is this: reflect. Reflection is super key. Just like if you go to the gym, let's say I were to ask you this question: how do you gain muscle in the gym? Now, the first answer might be, I got to go to the gym and work out. Well, yes, that's probably a big part of it. But did you know that the growth in the gym, the growth in your body does not happen in the gym? In fact, when you're in the gym or you're doing some type of workout, you're actually, if you're working out correctly, you're actually tearing the muscle down. So you're actually doing harm to your body. And events like the gym, an event tears you up. A good event, it changes the way that you are. An event, you learn new things. An event, you change your mindset on things. An event like throws you all around. It gets your emotions up and wired, and it like tears you down, just like in the gym, you tear down your muscles. But the growth doesn't happen when you're tearing down your muscles. Where do the muscles grow? They grow when you're resting. They grow when you're feeding. So it's important that after a big event, you don't only just tear down your muscles figuratively. It's important that after you attend an event, you take the time to extract the nuggets from the event itself. So, for example, are you going back through your notes? Are you extracting the things that truly are impactful for you? And our goal isn't to memorize the entire event. Our goal isn't to get every single little nugget. You see, where a lot of people fall short is they think that at an event, they're supposed to memorize everything, use everything, apply everything. And what ends up happening, I wonder if you've ever experienced this before, is they leave the event super overwhelmed. Put a 1 in the comments if this has ever happened to you. You're super overwhelmed. You have no idea what to take action on. You just downloaded 10 new strategies to be able to boost your business, and you don't even know which one to go on for now. And you're like, how am I even going to be able to possibly do all of this? That's not the goal of an event. The goal of an event is to extract the golden nuggets for you personally that you need to implement now. So I'll give you an example. Last year, we had an event that we did our first, what's called the Warrior Movement Experience. But really what that was is we did a watch party of another event that was going on. It was a 3-day immersive event. We're learning from 7-figure, 8-figure income earners in our business. And it was nuts. There was all types of stuff flying around. It was great. It was all amazing. But I was searching for something in particular. I was searching for how to generate leads better for my business. And I heard one tip that changed everything for me. I don't honestly remember the rest of the event, but I took one tip. I reflected on it. And it was that one tip that I reflected, I took action on. And that one tip led into me generating 150 new customers for our business the following year. That one tip led into 80 new personally sponsored partners in my business for the following year. That one tip. But I only got that because I was reflecting. And I was reflecting on what's the nugget that I need to take away from this event. So go through the event again. Re-roll the tapes. You know, one of my favorite ways to be able to reflect is I'll journal. What impacted me? What inspired thoughts did I get from the event? What left a mark on me? I'll give you another story. I remember one of my mentors, the way he taught was different. After an event, he'd ask his teammates, so what did you get from the event? And you know what they did? They pulled out their notebook. They're like, let me get my notes. He said, nuh-uh, no notes. He's like, but what's the point of this? He said, no notes. You see, reflection, I hope you get this. Reflection is not regurgitating the information. Reflection is thinking about the things that emotionally impacted you and transformed you. Good. What was the one tip? You need better leads capture? It was a social media tip on how to do a hook, how to have your first sentence and your first words capture people's attention. So yeah, watch my social media. You don't see any single type of hook that's there. But reflection is not going back through your notes and be like, oh, on day 1, that speaker said this. On day 2, that speaker said this. No. Reflection is what impacted you so much that it left an indelible mark on your life. So my mentor would ask his teammates, don't use your notes, but tell me, what was your reflection? And true reflection isn't just taking in information. True reflection is taking in the information and then processing it through your own mind and then regurgitating it in a way that's implementable for you. Let me say that again. True reflection is taking in that information, processing it yourself, and then implementing it in a way that you're going to take action on it. So when you reflect, you're going to think, what's something that really stood out for you? I'll give you an example. So we just concluded a 3-day mastermind called the Warrior Movement Experience. It was transformational. It was epic. It was incredible. And I shared this reflection in a team training just yesterday. I said, one of the biggest things that I caught, and it was nothing said, was 2 words: givers gain. That's what I caught. Just through observation, givers gain. And what do I mean by that? I noticed that in the event, even though I was hosting it, the ones that extracted the most value and had the most impact, the ones that were in tears, they were the ones that weren't just at the event attending and spectating. They weren't the ones sitting in the back of the room and just like, getting up and down. They were the ones that were giving value to the event. They were the ones volunteering and coming early. They were the ones setting up. They were the ones adding value of energy during the event. They were the ones volunteering their talents. They were volunteering their time. They were a part of the event. They were the ones that were not just spectators, but they were players. And they did it on their own accord. And how interesting is it that those that gave gained more? So that's the reflection that I caught. So you know what happened is I thought to myself, how do I find ways to give more in everything that I do? Especially when I'm not the host of it. Because as a host, obviously you organize the event, you got to give. But how do I be a better giver when I'm the support? How do I be a better giver in all areas of my life and my business? So that's what you call reflection. Put a 5 in the comments if you see the difference of reflection there. There's note taking and then reflection. Reflection is taking in that note, processing it, and then finding a way to implement it into your life. Most people don't do this. And to go back to the gym analogy, what they do all the time is they go to the event, they break down their muscles, they never rebuild it back up because they don't actually reflect. They go from event after event after event after event, seeking honestly an adrenaline rush. And if you just want an event just for fun, that's fine. Like that's cool. There's nothing wrong if your intention to go to a business event is just to have a celebration, to make friends, to have a lot of fun. Like that's fine. There's no judgment here, right? If that's what you want, go get what you want. But I'm talking to the person that truly wants transformation from an event. And the person that's frustrated of going from event after event, not having much change in your business, in your life. And one of the biggest things that was so exciting that it knocked my book off my shelf. One of the biggest things that people don't do after a big event is they never take the time to actually reflect, draw out the golden nuggets that are going to implement their life and transform. And because of that, all they're doing is they're tearing down their muscles over and over and over again, never actually feeding them again. Remember, muscles are built not in the gym. Muscles are built in the rest and the refeeding. Reflection is the rest and the refeeding. So I'd be curious. What if this were an event? Which it is. This conversation that we're having right here. Let me ask you this question. I'd love for you to drop it in the comments. What's something you reflected on? What's an information that you took and then you process and you implement into your life? I'd love to hear your comments below, but what's a reflection piece that you had? Reflection is not just reiterating a quote. Reflection is drawing it and thinking, how do I implement this into my life? Man, if you just get this one thing, you're going to see how you start to grow in a different way. All right. Hey, but if you enjoyed this, tune in with the following days. I'm going to be going over other things to do after a big business event with your team, afterwards what to do with your goals, afterwards what to do. Like there's certain things to do to actually speed out and launch out of an event that if you understand these principles, then you're going to see how your business and your life can grow so much faster. Okay? So if you do enjoy that, you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube because we're going to put this replay and all the others there as well too. Share this with anybody that you feel can be helpful. And I'd love to hear any comments or reflections below as well. But other than that, we'll see you on the next days. Warriors out.